Oh, yeah! What's up, everybody? Ugh. How's it hanging? Welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. My name is Terry, and today we're talking a little bit about Scream. Ooh! We're gonna talk a little Scream, gonna talk a little Scream 7. We might even talk about the whole goddamn franchise. I don't know what's going on, but what's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's up? Welcome. Tiara is here. What's up? You're the first one in, Tiara Joseph. Welcome in, my friend. Thank you for being here. Yo. Lighting Ghost is throwing some fire out there. Oh, burn it up out there in the chat, my friend. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here, dog. Thanks for being a KillJoy cult member, as well as your friend Villain Killin' Dylan. Thanks for being here, dog. Saying I can hear Ghostface saying, "Let's talk theories, Sydney." That would be so funny. Who do you think I am, Sydney? Go hop on KillJoy Jake's live stream and try to figure it out. That's bad. Don't let me write the next Scream movie. Jesus Christ. Dylan, thank you for your support as always, man, and thanks for being here. Thank you. RJ Skorenki is hanging out with us as well, saying, always glad to talk Scream with you, Jake. We should have a whole Scream franchise discussion one night. Well, I'm always down to talk anything about the franchise. If there's something you're like, this is so fucking weird and no one notices it, throw it out in the chat. You know, I'm down to talk about it. We talk Scream 7 and the future of the franchise all the time, but there is a wonderful franchise here already to reflect upon. So throw out anything, any weird thoughts you might have, even if it's something like, damn, Billy's hair sure is greasy as fuck in that first Scream movie. It's something I think about every time I watch it, so there you go. Something, fuel for the fire, as they say. I'm always down to talk whatever weird Scream thoughts you may have. Melissa is saying, hey, Jake. Hello, Melissa. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. Thanks for being here, my friend. Appreciate you. Bobby's saying, what up, pimp? How you doing? Bobby? With a killer jigsaw in your profile picture. I dig it, man. Thanks for being here. I'm fantastic, by the way. How are you, Bobby? Thanks for being here, dude. Isaiah is saying Insidious 5 comes to Netflix on November 4th. Oh, okay. This is a movie I want to do a rewatch of, for sure. It was one that I saw it twice in the theaters because it's part of a franchise that I love oh so much. But man, it is definitely, without a doubt, my least favorite Insidious movie. I don't know. A lot of missed opportunities in that one, I feel. Maybe it's because we had a different writer. Maybe it's because it was kind of unnecessary. I don't know. I need to watch it again, though, for sure. I want to watch all the other movies and then watch Insidious. Well, I want to watch 1 and 2, then watch 5 again, just to really soak it all up. You know, really be like, okay, this works, or it doesn't. I don't know. I want to watch it again, though, for sure. That's what she said. Thanks for being a channel member, my friend. How's it going? I'm fantastic. This past weekend was so much fun. Got to go to Scarefest in Kentucky. I met a bunch of wonderful people there. It was a great time. I got to meet David Arquette, speaking of Scream. I told him, man, I can't wait for them to resurrect you for Scream 7, and he really appreciated that. He thought that was funny. So, I don't know. It was amazing. I can't believe I got to meet him. He's probably one of the biggest celebrities I've ever met. I mean, you know, beyond Scream, David Arquette's been in a bunch of stuff. He's a pro wrestler. I mean, he's done so much with his life. So, I mean, he's probably one of the biggest stars I was ever able to shake the hand of. So I just thought that was really cool. It was a great time. He's a super nice dude. All of the Scream cast members I've met so far are just insanely nice. Just such nice people. I'm very grateful to have met everyone that I have just this year. It's crazy. Great stuff. Scarefest was so much fun. Seriously. Ashley S is here too. Once again, thank you for being a KillJoy cult member. Hello. Welcome in, my friend. Thank you for being here. Hellfire Munson is here too. What's up, dog? How's it going? Always appreciate when you come in the streams, my dude. Saying, what's up, Jake? Seeing Five Nights at Freddy's a day early. So excited, and excited for the Scream stream. I am too. Ooh, I'm excited for both of them damn things. Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm seeing that one on Thursday, so I guess that's kind of a day early. Kind of? Maybe, I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm worried for it, too, at the same time. I hope it's good. So much time and effort has been put into this one. And, you know, the fans have been waiting years to see it. Almost 10 years. 9 years, pretty much. God, I hope it's good. I hope it's good for hardcore Five Nights at Freddy's fans. I hope it's good. I really hope it is. Lots of build-up and anticipation for hopefully not just a meh. I hope it's not that. I hope it's way better than that. Kyle Larkins is saying, what's your favorite theory so far, Jake? My favorite theory, that's really tough to say. I gotta be honest, Kyle, there's not a whole lot that I'm crazy about. I'm talking about the mom character, tomorrow. A lot of people are obsessed with Christina Carpenter. They want to see her maybe become a Ghostface or see her and Sam's relationship get fixed or something. I don't know, man. Listen, if my opinion, my take on it is that, like, if you have a person in your life who is just super toxic, doesn't really care about you, like Christina Carpenter, that's how I see it, at least. I mean, we haven't even seen her, and we've never seen her, and to me that says volumes about who this character is. So if they try to introduce Christina Carpenter and she's like, oh, I'm actually this super sweet mom and we're gonna fix everything with my children, I'm not into that at all. That's not gonna work for me even remotely. No. if you're not there for your children when they're getting viciously attacked by Ghostface, sorry, not into that character at all. I would rather her just not be in the movie, personally. I don't want to see some weird arc with her and Sam and Tara trying to make up or something. I'm not into that. I think Sam and Tara realistically would be like, nope, sorry, we're not, we're done. You clearly don't care about us. So they have self-respect, I believe, at least. So I don't think that would be a viable B-plot or emotional arc or something. So I'm really not crazy about that one. I'm going to make a whole video about it tomorrow, just kind of going a little more in depth than the off-the-cuff response this is on a live stream. But my favorite theory so far, honestly, is just something that doesn't connect with anything from the past. Like something that's not Scream 3, something that's not, you know, a parent character going Ghostface, something that's not a secret brother, something like that. Just something where it's like, we haven't seen this before. Please don't make Scream 3 again. That's what I'm worried about. Sarah Campbell, howdy, hey. What's up, dog? How's it going? Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Is Ghostface your favorite icon? Oh, there's so many, though. See, I love Ghostface because I feel like Ghostface is underrated. Like, I feel like so many people talk about Ghostface as like, you know, Ghostface he's a slasher, you know, he's scary, I guess. I feel like he's underrated. I feel like he's one of the scariest ones, personally, because it could be anybody, first of all. Like, you know who Freddy Krueger is, you know what his motive is going to be. Same with Jason, same with Michael. It's like, we know what they're all about. Ghostface is a little more mysterious. Michael has that mystery about him too, which is why I think so many people like him. But Ghostface has that on top of being a different person in every movie. Like, they could really make Scream films forever, and it would work. It could totally work. I could see 100 more Scream movies being made. I can't say the same about those other franchises. I can't see 100 Friday the 13th. I can't see 100 Halloween movies. Like, eventually, they're going to run out of ideas. With Scream, there's 1,000 things they can do, and I just feel like we haven't even tapped remotely into some of that potential yet. With some of the interesting, like, different motives. There's really only a couple of motives across 6 movies, which is kind of crazy. Like, to me, I would try to have a different motive every single movie, and I hope Scream 7 follows suit with that, but who knows? Ghostface is definitely up there. I mean, definitely a top 3 for sure. I think he's super simple and scary, all for those reasons. I just love him. I love him. And that mask design, it's iconic. I love it. What else do we got here? Athena. Yo, what's up, dog? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. I need another shocking killer reveal for Scream 7. I need me a Jill reveal, taking off that mask, and it's just like, oh, no. Oh, God, no. Dear Lord, no. I can't believe it's her. I want to cry in the theaters. I want to viciously cry in the theaters. I want it to be embarrassing. I want to make a scene. I want mascara running down my face. That's what I want more than anything, Athena. I feel it. I feel it for sure. Scream 6, that's my biggest complaint. I just feel like the killer reveal's lackluster. I can excuse the other stuff. You know, it's a movie at the end of the day. There's some weird stuff in it, sure, but it's nothing that really bugs me. The only thing is really just the killer reveal. And they should have killed Danny instead of stabbed up Chad like 1,000 times. That should have been a kill. Those are my 2 complaints, really, after seeing the film, like, way too many times, an embarrassing amount of times. It's been my fall asleep movie recently. I don't know. I love it. I think it's great. So many people are like, oh, Scream 6, man. It was such a disappointment. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I love it. I think it's great. It might be my favorite sequel. It's scary as fuck. I feel like it utilizes a lot of elements to Ghostface, like I was just talking about, that the other movies just don't. And I love that. Like, I feel like Ghostface is this super scary punk rock horror villain. And finally, we got to see that a little bit in this new movie. So I want more of that. I want more scary Ghostface. Because sometimes he's a little too floppy. He's a little too floppy. He's goofing around. He's slipping and sliding in beer, and it's silly, you know. I want scarier Ghostface, and I feel like Screams like 4, 5, and 6 were able to accomplish that really well. Hopefully, we see more of that in the future. Jocelyn, Jocelyn, I like that. I like spelling. Maybe that's Jacqueline. Jacqueline, Jocelyn. Hello, my friend. I'm so sorry. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. Welcome in though. Thanks for being here. Saying I have my Scream costume on right now just for what's just for this. What's with the aged mask. I got you. Nice. That's awesome. I just got the aged mask myself. I think it's sick. It's awesome. So hell yeah. You're in character right now for the stream. I dig it. I dig it. Very good stuff. Badass, my friend. Scott Walker is here too. Howdy, hey, howdy, hey. What's up? What's up? Living for Miles is saying, hey, Jake. Hey, Miles, that you're living for. Welcome. Welcome in, my friend. What else? Who else is hanging out there? How do you, have you heard anything about when Scream 6 is coming to Netflix? Probably won't come to Netflix, but it is on Paramount Plus. So check it out there. It's over on there. It's good stuff. Ryan is asking if he's late to the party. Absolutely not, Ryan. We're just getting this bad boy started. Come on in. Let's talk a little Scream 7 theories. I want to hear what everyone's thoughts are on this new movie. I want to hear wants and needs and thoughts and crazy bullshit. I don't know. Whatever you want to throw out there. Wayne Turner is saying, hi all. It's 10 a.m. Tuesday here. Killer Kirby is coming. Kirby, the FBI serial killer, deranged and off her rocker. Hey, Wayne, anything can happen, man. It's Scream. That's the best part. Anything can happen. I love it. Thanks for being here, Wayne. I appreciate you. Living in the future and all that crazy shit over in Australia. Damn. Infinite Sky is saying, I'm seeing Five Nights at Freddy's this Friday. Enjoy, my friend. I hope it's good. God, I'm worried about it, though. I'm hearing so many weird things about the behind the scenes and all that. A lot of back and forth with creator Scott Cawthon, I guess. I don't know. I just hope it's good. God, I hope it's good. I need a good October release. You want to hear a hot take? I have not been super impressed by October horror releases. Not one has really blown me away. Gonna be honest. VHS 85, really fun, but not my favorite of the series. I don't know, man. I need something to blow me away this month. Nothing yet. Nothing's really caught my interest as much as VHS 85, and I don't know. It was fine. It was okay. It was fun. I was like, I enjoyed this, but nothing else. I've yet to see Dark Harvest though, and people are like, dude, Dark Harvest that's the best. That was like one of the best movies of the year. So I'm excited to see that. This mouse, man, just decides not to work at the worst times. I'm so sorry, everybody. I can't move my mouse, but I am seeing some of your comments. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. Now, disregard that. That's what she said, is saying, Jake, you should be a character in Scream 7 based on yourself, but with a surprise twist. Turns out you're Ghostface. I would do anything to play Ghostface in a Scream film. That would mean the absolute world to me. I would lose my mind. I would do anything for that kind of opportunity, and I would give it my all. Oh, that'd be sick. Oh, did I say Peacock for Scream 6? No, I meant Paramount Plus. My bad. Here's the thing. I'm not crazy about streaming services, so I only have like a couple of them at a time. So right now I have Peacock and Paramount Plus, and I'm like watching all the stuff on there that I want to watch, and then I'm going to cancel them and then go over to something else. I can't consistently pay for streaming services, man. There's just not enough on any of them that I care enough about. So I'm gonna like check out all that stuff and move on to something else. But yeah, I got that mixed up in my brain because those are the two ones I'm watching right now. Paramount Plus, that's where it is. What else is going on? Who else is out there in the world? Jonathan House is saying, got a theory. I hope this won't be true, and I don't think it is. Well, then why are you pitching it, Jonathan? Saying, but how about if Danny was a secret Ghostface in 6, working with Richie's family because he is Amber's brother? That would be a very Scream thing to do. Get the brothers, sisters, mothers, and all that back in. I'm kind of with you, though. I kind of hope that doesn't happen. I just think the blood relative thing, it's been done to death. We've done it too many times now in Scream, and 6 was kind of the last nail in that coffin for me. I'm kind of like, okay, man, starting to get exhausted with that. Let's do anything else. But yeah, no, I feel it, though. I feel it, though. Some kind of surprise that gets brought back from 5 and 6 that gets resolved in the next one. I'm cool with that, though. That's cool. But there's other kinds of surprises we can write besides blood relatives being killers. That's my, I don't know. I feel like there's more we can do than just that. Yo, dog, it's Ross is on the Stu train saying, I really want Stu back. I'd like for them to do something where he was the one who killed Dewey in 5 and who attacked Gale in 6. But why? And he had recruited Richie and Amber and Jason and Greg. I'm like, honestly, I get why people want Stu to come back. I don't understand why people want Stu to be the one that killed Dewey so bad. I just don't understand that. I don't know. I just feel like it wouldn't make sense. Like, what was Richie and Amber and like the father figure and all that? They're all working with Stu? Like, what? Man, I don't know. It's already a stretch to bring him back because of what happened to him. That's like, I don't know if I can get behind that personally, but only because it's like I said, it's already a bit of a stretch to bring him back. And then on top of that, it's like, oh, he was doing all this other stuff in the other movies. It's like, whoa, like that's crazy, man. That's crazy how we're just reinventing everything you already saw. It's like, damn. Blair is saying, did you go to Scarefest? I did. It was a blast. I met so many wonderful people. Such a good time. I met Lauren Lavera for the first time. Richard Dreyfuss, which was like just one of the best moments of my entire life. David Arquette was there, which was great. And we even got to FaceTime Sarah Campbell, who's hanging out with us now, and got a little picture. Got a picture with him and everything. It was crazy. I mean, it was just it was a nutty weekend from start to finish. Got a picture with oh my God, Nick Castle at the bar, which was so much fun. It was crazy. Like, we saw him at the bar and I was just like, what's up, Nick? How you doing? And we got a picture. I was fanboying a little bit and I hate that. I never want to come off that way, but oh my God, it was just so exciting. So exciting. So much fun. It was just a blast. Shell Sus is saying, I watched Scream 6 a lot too, way more than I did with Scream 5 when it was released. Same, yeah, me too. The subway and the bodega scenes, ooh, top shelf Scream scenes for sure. I love them. Some of the most suspenseful of the franchise for me. I did go to Scarefest. Yes, it was so much fun. It was a blast. It was a really good time. Gimp Life. Thank you so much for being a channel member. Your profile picture cracks me up. I just watched that episode again. That's great. Saying, I feel the same about Scream 6. I don't get the hate it gets. I don't either. I mean, the things people complain about, I just feel like are such minimal things that I've seen in many other movies. You know, like that's my thing about it. I don't know. The killer reveal, I get that, but I don't know, man. I've seen so many. I've just seen so many like criticisms of it, and I'm like, I've seen 100 other movies do this, and no one else complained about it then. I don't know. I think it's I think people are just shitting on it because it's a big release. They made a lot of money. I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. If you hated the film, that's all good. It's not for everybody. But for me, it was like, this is finally, like, this is what I wanted from Scream for so long. I wanted that punk rock, just rebelliousness, and that movie was finally able to do that for me, at least. Melissa is saying, I love your other channel too, with DJ Trying Foods. Thank you, Melissa. I really appreciate that. So come November and December, I'm going to be focusing a little more on the food channel to try to get it monetized. Unfortunately, there are times when there's just no Scream updates and people don't tend to watch the other videos I make on this page. So I'm going to start trying to blast off in a different kind of topic, like talking about food. Everyone can relate to food. We all do it. We all eat it. We all eat. We all poop. It's just the facts of life, my friend. So I'm going to be focusing on this channel for a little bit. I'll never stop doing KillJoy Jake, though. No worries. I'll never stop doing this. I view the food page as monetary support for this page. That's how I'm looking at it. Because I love doing this the most. This is my favorite thing to do. But the food channel I'm doing so that I can, support myself financially. And then I can do this for fun. That's how I'm looking at it now. Because, man, I've been doing this for 4 years. And unfortunately, it's just not where I would like it to be. I was hoping to have 100,000 subscribers at this point, and it's just it's going to take me another probably 10 years before I can get to that point, unfortunately. But I love doing this. I'll never not love doing this, and I want to keep doing it forever. So hopefully I can have this other channel kind of blow up, and then that'll be my work essentially, and I'll just come over here for fun. And then we can talk horror all the time. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. It's Kai has been a member for 3 months. Thank you for the support, Kai. I do really appreciate that. Saying, I wouldn't be mad if Sam was the killer or died in 7. I wouldn't either. Something I realized watching 6, the more I watch 6, I guess, is the more I realize they're trying to get away from that plot line about Billy Loomis being her father, and then she has this killer instinct or whatever. I think they're trying to get away from that. I think they tried to set up something that they no longer wish to proceed with. And the reason I say that is because in Scream 5, we see Billy Loomis like in mirrors, and he's a lot more prominent. Then in Scream 6, we only see him twice in reflections, specifically. Reflections of, well, the glass holding back his costume. So if you look at Scream 5 to Scream 6, there's less of a Billy presence. And there was also the whole thing at the end where she looks at Billy's mask, and she's like, drops it on the ground and walks away. That's it. What that says to me is she's losing that. She's losing that. She wants to be a good character. She's changed, I guess. I'm with you, though. I would still love to see Melissa Barrera play a killer in one of these movies. I think it would be really interesting. And I think people hear me say that, and they're like, Jake, how would they pull the wool over our eyes with that? There's no way. There's no way you could trick us into thinking that the main character has been the killer the whole time. I would just say, don't even make it a mystery. Just in your face, this is Ghostface. She's killing people the whole time and everyone else doesn't know. Like, there's dramatic irony there. It's still fun to watch. It's still very intriguing. When will everybody find out? Will everybody find out? You got questions to answer there. That to me is still very mysterious and still very intriguing and fun. So I think that they could do that movie if they wanted to, and I wouldn't be against it. But to me, watching 5 and 6 so many times now, I feel like they're trying to get away from that. It's like, this is just supposed to be a character element for Sam, and that's it. Because we just want to see her viciously kill people on screen. And this is a character who's not Ghostface, I guess is my point. But whatever they end up doing for 7, I'm sure it's going to be fun. It's going to, hopefully it'll work. But I think this would be the fun experimental route for them to go, if possible. I would be so into that personally. It's Kai. Thank you for being a member for 3 months, though. I really do appreciate your support, my friend. Oscar Hernandez is jumping in too, saying, what's up, Jake? Haven't been able to catch a live in a while. Happy to be here. Thank you, my friend. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. Thanks for dropping in. The Bearded Entertainment threw $5 out there. Thank you, Eric, for the support, man. Thank you. Saying, got to talk about Scream after meeting Dewey, right? Great hanging out with you this weekend, man. It was a blast. Oh my God. That was crazy. Our friend Barb gave us some line skips, and that is the only reason we were able to meet David Arquette. My schedule was all over the place Saturday. I was in vacation mode with my brain, and I just did not get back in time to get in line for, I just did not get back in time to get in line for David Arquette, because it was the longest line there for sure. But we got those line skips. We got in line just like right then and there, right before he was going to go leave to do a photo op. And then we got to take a picture with Dewey. It was great. It worked out so great. Thank you to Barb. Thank you to Eric. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. God, it was such a fun weekend, man. Thanks for the $5, man. I really do appreciate your support. Can't wait to talk more Scream tonight. It's going to be fun. God, such a fun weekend. Austin Daniels is hanging out with us saying, do you think they should continue with the Carpenters following 7? I think one of them should die, and then the remaining one should carry the franchise going forward, preferably Tara. That's really tough. I'm down for whatever new story they want to tell in the future after 7. I feel like, once again, this is not confirmed in any way, Austin, but me personally, I feel like they're going to approach 7 as like the final chapter. Like with Halloween Ends, they did the same thing. They're like, this is it. This is the end of the story. You know, this is going to be the final fight between Michael and Laurie. I won't talk about what it really was. You've heard me go on that rant enough times now, but that's how they're going to market it, I think, for sure. I feel like they're going to market it as this is the conclusion. You know, Sydney's going to come back and fight Ghostface one last time. I personally feel like this is going to be it for the legacy characters and the new characters alike. Like, we're going to tell that story and that's it. The reason I say that too is not because I dislike these characters. I just think that when you have characters run through too many movies, it starts to become apparent that maybe they're no longer necessary and they're just coming back because nostalgia, or we liked this character in a previous movie. But you'll notice, I mean, watch Scream 6 again, and it's like, you're watching it, you're just like, man, I love a lot of these characters, but Gail, you know, a character I used to love in other films, I just feel like she doesn't really serve a purpose here. And that's because, like, I just feel like they're bringing back characters for nostalgia, and that just doesn't always work. You know, sometimes it does. Sometimes you can find a new way to repurpose a character, but not every single time, you know? I love Gail Weathers. She's an amazing character, but you just can't keep bringing back characters for like hundreds of movies and expect them to be just as purposeful as they were in a previous outing. Like, Gail is so important to the original Scream story, without a doubt. Like, that movie would not be the success it was if there was one thing changed about it or one character that wasn't there. But I just don't think they're always going to be necessary for future films. Like, I feel like after Scream 7, we'll probably take a break from the franchise. 8 will come out at some point because these franchises don't die until they stop making money. And then give us just new characters. Well-written characters, no connection to the past. Just give us a brand new Ghostface story, and it'll be better. It'll turn out to be a better product. I look at the Evil Dead remake versus the other 3 movies. Like, I love all the Evil Dead movies so much. But if they made an Evil Dead 4 with Bruce Campbell again, and then an Evil Dead 5 with Bruce Campbell, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, eventually they're gonna suck. Eventually it's gonna get to the point where it's like, well, I don't know if Ash is really important to the story anymore. I feel like we already told his story. And that's kind of how I'm starting to feel about some of the legacy characters in 6. I love them. They're great characters, but in terms of writing, sometimes it just doesn't make sense. It's like the only reason you threw these characters into the mix is for nostalgia. And I don't know, that doesn't age well to me. On the first watch, like when Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire came into the Spider-Man movie, it was like, oh my God, that's so cool. Like, I love these characters from the past. But you watch that movie again and it's like, from a writing standpoint, this makes no sense, you know? I don't know. I just want something that's well written. I want something that's gonna blow me away. And I just don't know if that's going to work by bringing everyone that's still alive back, you know? I'm down for Sydney to come back. That makes sense. We have a story to tell with her that's been set up in 5 with her family. There you go. Bam. Tell that story. But I don't think we need to tell another Sydney story after that. I don't think we need to tell another Gale Weathers story at this point. Scream 6 made it very apparent that they don't know what to do with her as a character. And I don't know. Maybe they have found something. Like, maybe there is a really good story to tell that I'm just not seeing, but that's just my take on it. After watching 5 and 6 so many times, I'm like, man, I think these movies would have been better if they just focused on any kind of new character, opposed to just shoehorning in legacy characters. Sarah Campbell's throwing $2 out there. Thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate you. Saying I will never not answer a FaceTime going forward. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh my God. That was so awesome. Sarah, I'm so glad you got to share that experience with us. So, I mean, what a fun weekend. Seriously. That was fantastic. Sarah, I do really appreciate you so much. Thank you for all the support on the channel. And I'm so glad that me and Eric could make that happen. Thank you for the $2. Really do appreciate your support. Thank you. Austin is saying the actors and studios meet tomorrow. Hopefully they reach a deal here in the next couple weeks. I fucking hope so, Austin. I want some new movies, but not going to happen until that strike's over. So hopefully they're able to reach an agreement that SAG-AFTRA is happy with. Not happy. Happy is not a word, Austin. Happy with. Carter Scotland Allen is just joining in saying, yo, currently at the Regal Monday Mystery Movie, hoping for Thanksgiving. Oh my God, if it is, I'm going to be so mad. Carter, no offense, I love you, man, but I'm going to be so mad at you if it's Thanksgiving. I want to see that so bad. I'm so excited. That's maybe the most anticipated movie I have for the rest of the year. So nice, man. Enjoy whatever it is. Oh, is it? It's a Wonderful Knife? It is. I'm seeing It's a Wonderful Knife right now. Nice. Carter, enjoy. I know you're probably not even listening to me anymore, but enjoy. Great stuff. Nice. The Undead Society. The Undead Society is saying, have whoever the killer is in Scream 7 lead Sydney and Kirby into a trap reveal. And then that person is then what? That person is then 3 other ghost faces come out and reveal themselves as Stu, Jill, and Angelina. Bit of a stretch, I know. Yeah. Bit of a stretch. But you know, like the Stu thing, what I'll say, and I talk about it every stream, so I'm not gonna man, I gotta stop. I gotta talk about literally anything else regarding Scream, because I just feel like I'm a broken record when it comes to the Stu stuff. What I'll say is the Stu thing, it's not an impossibility. Like, I could see them doing it as a cash grab kind of thing, which not out of the realm of possibilities. So even if you're someone who doesn't want it to happen, I don't think the possibilities are zero. Trust me, I'm someone who I strongly do not want it to happen. I feel like it would kill the franchise. Scream 7 would be the last movie. I don't see another one happening after Stu coming back. That's the definition of jumping the shark, in my opinion. But it could happen. Because here's what would happen. If Stu comes back, everyone's got to see it. Everyone's got to know how they did it, why. It's the same thing with Exorcist Believer right now. Everyone is seeing that movie because they're like, why is this getting review bombed so hard? Is it really that bad? And no matter what your opinion is on it, those like constant negative reviews are driving people to the theaters for it. Because people got to know, like, is it bad? Is it this bad? Stu coming back, I guarantee you there will be lots of critically negative reviews, and people will be like, well, I gotta see it. Like, is it really that bad? Come on, it's Matthew Lillard. This is great. And I know a lot of people watching right now would lose their minds if Matthew Lillard came back. They'd be like, oh my God, this is Spider-Man No Way Home all over again, which some people love that movie and I respect it. Not for me. So, I mean, it would make money. I can't say it wouldn't make money, you know? That's my thing. I'm done. I'm off the Stu train box. I can't spend entire Scream streams just talking about that again. So that's going to be the last Stu question I answer tonight, but that's just my take on it. Yurdy G, what's up, dog? Another person I got to see at Scarefest this weekend. Thank you again for all the fun, my dude. Saying, my bro, I believe that Scream 7 will finally be the movie from the killer's POV. God, I hope so. That would be sick. It was dope to have the experience that we shared on Friday. It was, dude. Oh my God, Wicked World was so much fun. Shout out to Wicked World Haunts in Kentucky. It was a blast. It was really, really cool. My absolute favorite house that me, Yurdy G, and the gang went through was there was this one where it was like you were shooting zombies with like these laser guns. It was crazy. It was just so much fun. I've never done a haunted house like that before. Like I've done like zombie paintball, but not like a haunted house where the zombies are walking out at you and you got to like pretend to shoot them. That was crazy, man. That was a lot of fun. So Wicked World, Kentucky, go check it out. It's right outside of Lexington. Really cool place. I really enjoyed that one. Leighton Gamer saying, I know we were talking Scream 7, but Scream 8 should be completely different. I'm with you. We meet two people who are best friends and they love the Stab movies, and they're going to be a Stab live TV show. They're going to get right in the middle of it. They're going to get stabbed up. He was making a movie called Stab. He was stabbed. He was in a TV show called Stab. Okay, you get it. Tiara is saying, Jake knows you are in the Stab film, Sarah. What? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Scott Walker is saying, same here. I would love to see a white Ghostface robe. That against some white snow. I've heard a lot of people say that would be cool. That would be pretty cool, man. A different look for Ghostface I'm absolutely down for in Scream 7. I think that's what was another big standout for Scream 6. They kind of did the Halloween, kills thing where it's like different look for the mask. It's a little burnt and fucked up. But I really do think I think that would be fun. I think that would be fun to have a different Ghostface outfit for the next movie. Have that apply to whoever your killer is too. They can write that in, man. Not every killer has to be a relative or angry about Stab movies. Hannah BBH is saying, hey Jake, how are you doing? Hey Hannah, how you doing? Thanks for being here, dog. Appreciate you. What's up? What's up? Thomas Cook is saying, you don't think there will be a Scream 8? Oh, I definitely do. Oh yeah. No, Scream 8 will happen. Scream 10 will happen. Like, I'd put money on it right now. Just like how, Halloween 14 and 15 are probably going to happen. I bet money on it, man. I mean, say what you want about Halloween Ends. It made money. They'll make another one. So someone's going to do another one at some point. It might not be next year. It might not be the year after that, but we'll get another one. It'll happen. Joey XYZ has just shown up. What's up, dog? Welcome in. Melissa's saying, I don't like Jenna. I hope she's not in 7. Oh, I like Jenna. I think she's cool. I don't know too much about her like personal life or anything, but I like Tara. Carter's saying, gonna say it now, this movie's visuals look cheap. Real cheap. Oh, that's not good. Well, I'm gonna see it here in a couple of weeks. We're talking about It's a Wonderful Knife if you're just joining in. But I'm excited. I'm excited to check it out. Anthony from Child of the Corn is throwing $5 out there. Thank you so much, Anthony. I really appreciate the support. Saying, yo, Jake, cheers to a fun weekend. Awesome meeting you, Eric, and Barb. Not every day you eat dinner next to horror icons. Oh my God, dude, that was nuts. So me, Anthony, his girlfriend, and Eric, we all we all went to this bar in Lexington, and we sat next to Nick Castle, James Jude Courtney, and the guy who plays young Michael, whose name is completely slipping me right now, but in the original Halloween, that is. And it was so much fun. It was so cool. Nick was so nice. We ended up talking to him a little later. All those guys were just the best. It was a super fun night. Had some crazy laughs, talked about Scream. It was a very fun time. So very good stuff, Anthony. I had a blast. I can't wait to do it again, hopefully at some point in the future, man. So thank you for the $5, dude. I do really appreciate it. Thanks for the support. So much fun. Such a good time. What else do we got going on? Talking about our favorite Scream movies. 3, 4, and 6 are your faves. 1, 3, and 6. Very nice. Very nice. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. Undead Society is saying, who would you want to be cast as Freddy Krueger for a proper remake? I pitched this before. There's a lot of great options out there, in my opinion. I think Richard Brake is definitely up there for me. Someone said like Kevin Bacon at one point. I could see that. Like my number one choice, which I think would just be so shocking and different and weird, would be Glenn Howerton from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So if you've seen that show, you know that Glenn basically plays a sociopath on the show, and I just think he would be so good at doing like a proper horror movie with a little bit of goofiness to it, which a new Nightmare film, I mean, my God, it writes itself. Glenn Howerton in that role, I think he would do such a good job. He's not too old or anything. I feel like that would be excellent casting. He's so funny on that show as well. I don't know. I could see it. I could really see it. He could harness the dark side of it and the goofier side too. And the guys play dramatic roles. Like the guy's a really good actor. So I could see it happening. I think that would be a really obscure but powerful choice to do that. And I think that's what we need moving forward with the Nightmare franchise. We need to reinvent it, especially because, Robert Englund's he said multiple times, he's done putting on the makeup, done doing it. And I respect it, man. I respect it. He's an older guy. He just wants to chill. He wants to be in retirement, do his horror cons and all that. It's all good. But man, if I had to cast somebody else, Glenn Howerton would be number one on my list. I feel like that would just be like so shocking and like so different too. What else do we got going on here? Bobby Lee is saying Gail reverted to her sensational journalistic ways after Dewey's death. That made her presence work. Tara got to smack her. Yeah, I mean, this is all nuance though. You know what I mean? It was fun to see Gail being her old self, but did it affect the story? Not really. I don't know. Everything that Gail did in that movie, it could have been Kirby. And they even made a joke about that. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're going to these movies just to see the iconic characters be themselves, then yeah, then there you go. Then bring them all back, have them have character moments the whole time. But I don't know. I really value what the original Scream did, which was give all these characters purpose and an arc. Everyone in that original Scream movie serves some kind of purpose. If it's, misdirecting you on who the killer is, or like Gail being the one who's like, no, like I'm telling you, it wasn't Cotton Weary that killed your mom, Sydney. There's a reason all that's in there. You know what I mean? It's all very important to the overall story of Scream. So to me, I just didn't feel that way about Gail in Scream 6. The whole time I'm watching the movie now, I'm just like, I just don't feel like she serves a purpose to this film. I mean, her chase and almost kill is crazy and cool. And I think if she had died, that would have given her a bit of a purpose. It could have, sent our characters down a more emotional route. It could have brought maybe even Sydney into the movie if, they would have struck a better deal. But I don't know. I just don't feel like any of that was necessary. And we could have focused more on the new characters, building character, furthering character arcs for the new characters, where Gail, her scenes exist for nostalgia and for hanging out with these characters that we all know and love from the earlier films. I just think Scream is better than that, personally. We could have had a movie that focused on Sydney, Gail, and Dewey again for 5, of course, but that's not the route we went, Here we are, we're telling a story about brand new characters being affected by Ghostface. I want them to be front and center. I think that's the only way we can get a really good Scream 7 is if we really focus on that now. Like, I think about the original Scream. Like, what if in the original Scream movie, there was an entire sequence where, like, this older character that we've never met before comes on screen and they just focus on them for, like, an entire 30-minute, chunk of that film? It wouldn't be as good. It would be very, like, all over the place. And I don't know. Like, if you look at Scream 6 versus the original in terms of, like, pacing and story and all that, yeah, the first one is, like, leagues better. But I don't know. I just feel like they could make a really good Scream film if they just simplified and made it a little more focus. I'm not saying 5 and 6 are bad either. I feel like they could be better. That's all. And that's not me hating. That's me critiquing. There's a difference. I promise. You say one negative thing about a movie nowadays and people are like, oh man, God, I can't believe you hate that. Scream 6 is my favorite sequel. It is. And I have criticisms of it, but I still love it. I still think it's great. Oh, man. Thomas Cook is saying, how would you feel about Sidney being a ghost face? That would just go against the character, man. You know, that Wes Craven even made fun of that so many times in like Screams 2 and 3. And oh shit, even Scream 4 being the most egregious example with Jill's character becoming Ghostface. That's a whole rant though. Oh, that's a whole rant that I could go on. Me personally, I just think Sidney represents overcoming trauma, and for her to like envelop her character as the thing that caused her so much trauma, I just feel like kind of goes back on that. I could see this happening in like another horror franchise, but just not with Scream. Just in my opinion. I wouldn't want that for Sidney. Hello Fresh Ghost. I read that so wrong. I promise this isn't a Hello Fresh ad. Not sponsored. Saying hello. Should I call you Adam because of the profile picture? Is that Lee Winnell, or am I getting fucked up right now? I can't tell, but it looks like Adam from Saw. Hello Adam from Saw. Welcome in, my friend. Welcome. Joey is saying, what do you feel about Sam having a split personality that is Ghostface? That's where my fan fiction is heading. I mean, that's been done to death. 80s slashers did that did that to death, about the whole like mental illness being the reason people are killing people. It's inaccurate. I just don't care for it personally. I don't know. Not really my cup of tea. Feel like we can find like more realistic, actual things that affect people that could make them go and start to kill people. I don't know. Just my thoughts. Legion is saying, sad news today. Had to say goodbye. Oh my God. Had to say goodbye to the dog. Legion, I'm so sorry, man. That is so tough. I had to put down a cat one time, and I swear to God, it was one of the hardest moments of my whole life. That was so upsetting. So Legion, I'm so sorry about all that, dog. All the love to you, dude. Anything you got to do to get through that. That's horrible. I'm so sorry, Legion. My condolences to that. Hunter240X is saying Sam's estranged identical twin sister is the killer in Scream 7. I mean, hey man, if that's the route we want to go, we want to do some Jack and Jill shit in Scream 7. Let's run it. Then let's run it, man. Michael Parton is saying member. Oh my God, you've been a member for 16 months. Michael, thank you for the support, dog. Thank you. Saying Hope Scarefest was lit. Also, hope you saw Mike and Jay. I really wanted to, but unfortunately we had to leave early Sunday. My father and I went, and he's got some health problems. We unfortunately had to leave early Sunday, but I really wanted to meet Mike and Jay then. I wanted to say hi to the rest of the Terrifier people too, and unfortunately I was unable to. So I did want to meet those people, but Saturday my focus was getting the long lines out of the way. So we met who did I meet? Richard Dreyfuss and Dewey that day. Did I meet anybody? I swear James Jude Courtney too. I did that day as well. I really wanted to say hi to them. I love We Watched a Movie so much. A huge inspiration for my channel, but I just wasn't able to, unfortunately. But Michael, thank you for being a member for 16 months, man. It really does mean a lot. Thank you. It's like I said this earlier in the stream, but holy shit, it has been a tough 4 years trying to build this channel, and I just really appreciate it, dude. Thank you for the support. Hopefully we'll get, as Wayne is saying, hopefully we'll get to 20,000 real soon here. I only need like less than 200 people, so there you go. Very good stuff. Thank you for the support again, Michael. Really appreciate you. Leighton Gamer is saying, I know we were talking Scream 7, and it's my favorite franchise of all, but the Strangers trilogy. Ooh! I'm excited for that. I got my worries, but I'm excited. I got to do a full video on this at some point, Leighton Gamer. I have so much to say about it. I have so much to say about it already, and we don't even really know that much. But I'm already kind of worried about it. But I do think it's going to be fun. At the very least, I don't see them surpassing the quality of the original or Prey at Night, but I think they're going to be fun for what they are. I just hope they don't over-explain the Strangers, because man, mystery and you got to give a very little amount about why your killers are doing what they're doing, especially in the Strangers franchise, because that just makes it so much scarier. We've seen killers, we've seen an abundant amount of killers that have that put on a mask and kill people, but if you just deprive people of answers as to why they're doing it, that makes it more fucked up. It makes it more dark. And I don't know, there's something so scary about that when you just are left without any resolution to why this person's doing this. Is there a way to reason with them? You'll never know if you don't know their motive. If you don't know why people are doing something, the unknown is just vastly scarier. Rule of thumb when writing a script or a horror movie, the more unknown you can make something, the scarier it is. So the more mysterious, the better. Child of the Corn is saying, "You're right, Jakes. We had a heated Scream 6 discussion Saturday night. It was so much fun." Anthony is saying, "If you could have changed one thing in the film, what would it be? I would have kept Samara for future installments." Oh, that's a great answer. Shit, I can't argue with that at all. Genuinely something I would change about the film. My complaints about Gale aside, her chase is really fucking cool. If there's one thing I could change, like one definitive thing, the biggest thing for me after watching it so many times, instead of having Chad get stabbed like 1,000 times, make that sequence a little more intricate. You know, not Gale. Gale and Chad kissing. I'm like, whoa, that'd be crazy. No, Chad and Tara, you know, they get their makeout session. Okay, whatever. Y'all, the fanfics are fueled. Bam, there we go, whatever. But what I would do after that is Danny rushes in. Danny rushes in and is like, where's Sam? I gotta find her. I tried so hard to be this good boyfriend and be understanding, but now shit's getting crazy. He's losing his mind. He's acting all crazy. Chad and Tara are backing up, all suspicious. They're like, oh, I don't know. I don't trust this guy. He could be Ghostface. You know, stand back, Tara, so I can protect you. That's when the two ghost faces come out, stab the shit out of Danny instead of Chad. Then Chad, trying to defend him, gets stabbed like once in the abdomen. Just stabbed, falls over, you think he's dead. Then he comes back for the ending. Bam, there you go. Danny, I don't understand why he was even in Scream 6. Yeah, like, listen, I have my complaints about Gale, but Danny genuinely served no purpose except to own a ladder in an apartment in Scream 6. I just think, man, you could have given him a really cool arc by having him go back on all the shit we thought we knew about the character at that last moment. That would have been so interesting, and then also would have had like the best death in the whole film. So that's my number one thing I would have changed. Other than that, I would have either erased Kirby or Gale from the movie entirely. Like, just merge that character into one. Either make it Gale like full focus as the reporter investigator character, or Kirby as the FBI agent. Oh, and you know, the other thing too is take out the line where Dermot Mulroney is like, "You fuck with my family, you die." You know, I would just take that out too. That's it. That's all I would change. Besides that, I'm happy with it. But that's a great point too. Samara Weaving, man. Oh, she's great. She's so good in that opening. Wish we could have gotten more for sure. But great question, man. Great question. Denisha just subscribed to the new channel. Thank you, Denisha. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, like I said, gonna start going nuts with that in November when there's less horror news to talk about. Unfortunately, I wish there was horror news every day, but it's just not how it goes sometimes. Eric is saying, "Sorry I keep mentioning this, but I hope we get an update on Rats sometime this year because Derek Zoolander in a King movie is something I need to see." Yeah, we really haven't heard much about this. Ben Stiller is making a Stephen King horror flick, and I'm excited for it. There's just not too much known about it. I did an Everything We Know So Far video on Megan 2.0, and there's just not a whole lot we know about it yet. So I was kind of like, oh, should I even make this video? But I feel like I had some good like insights and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll make this one. That's why, you know, there's some movies where there's just so little about them. I just don't know what I could possibly say, except like, oh, it's happening. you know, I want to make something that's a little juicier, something you can sink your teeth into. But that's just, I don't know. That's just for me. Some people are cool with making little, 3-minute videos, but like in my experience, it's really only worth it if you can make like a longer video with a lot of details that people would really, really be interested in. So I try to make longer videos nowadays, but sometimes there's just not as much information about stuff. Luddy Network is saying, "I would have loved to have seen a Cult of Ghostface in 6, but if they stay in New York for 7, it's possible." Absolutely. I think that is definitely a route that they could go for 7. They've already set it up in a lot of ways. With the whole idea of like this Reddit thread being filled with Ghostface wannabes. I mean, the groundwork is there. The groundwork is laid for them to do something like explosive and weird and different for 7. I really hope they do. I hope they go that route. Scream, it's built on that. The foundation of Scream is doing something different and out of the box, and potentially poking fun at some of the competitors out there. Like when Halloween did it and Halloween Ends to try to be something different, quote unquote. kind of a bad argument in my opinion. I just don't think it works. You know, Halloween was built on doing something really simple and effectively scary. And then to do something so like art housey and ripping off Christine, it's just not in their wheelhouse. It's just not the right franchise for that. So me personally, I want to see Scream. I want to see Scream do that. I want to see Scream reinvent itself with every sequel. That's what the franchise is built on. You know, Scream is made for movies like that. So I hope they're able to do something really weird with this next one, and maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. But I would rather that versus them to just do a vanilla Scream film where it's exactly what you expect and nothing different happens from a previous film. Like if they make Scream 3 again, where it's the mom, if Christina Carpenter's the killer in the next movie, I just can't get into that. I would just rather watch Scream 3. I mean, maybe if they do a better version of Scream 3, cool, but then I'll give them some props, but I gotta see it first, man. I gotta see it first. I just feel like there's better angles to take the Scream franchise down. Hollywood Guy is throwing $5 out there. Thanks for the support, my friend. Thank you. Saying, Jake, which franchise besides Scream and Halloween, which other movies do you feel has the best trilogy, not reboots included? Hello, Jake. I don't know what that ending bit is all about. I love it though. What's the best trilogy in horror? Oh, so besides Scream and Halloween, shit, that's really tough, man. I mean, honestly, going through the Saw franchise again recently, those first 3 movies are amazing. I fucking love them. Like, I didn't realize how much I loved the Saw franchise until this year. Like, I was so hyped for Saw X, and that's one of the only movies all year that has lived up to my expectations of what I wanted it to be. So, man, I don't know. If you want to talk about consistency in a franchise, Saw has its duds, it does, but man, most of those movies are bangers in my opinion. So I got to go with the original Saw trilogy. It doesn't get talked about enough, man. Saw 2 and Saw 3, also so good. I love those movies. So probably Saw. Evil Dead is definitely up there for me too. I love Evil Dead. I love every Evil Dead movie. I mean, that is 5 killer movies in a row, in my opinion, with that franchise. For all for different reasons too. I mean, 2 takes the original concept and just makes it goofier, which kind of works for me. I think Evil Dead 2 is just a little overrated. It's good. I love it. Like, it's a fantastic film, but some people are like, oh, best movie ever made and stuff. I don't know. I love it. Bruce Campbell's performance is amazing, but is it like the best Evil Dead movie? That's really tough to say. It's kind of like saying, like, is Aliens better than Alien? Is Alien better than Aliens? I mean, that's an impossible question, you know? All these movies are great. Just my opinion, I think I like the original Evil Dead and the remake like the most. Those are my two favorites from that franchise. But Army of Darkness, also fantastic. So fucking goofy and over the top and ridiculous. Leans into the goofiness a lot more than Evil Dead 2. And I don't know, for me, like, that works when a movie can go full on just comedy or full on horror. Horror comedies are really tough for me. Like, I'm really on the fence about those. Some of them really work, like Shaun of the Dead. Some of them don't. I don't know what it is. Like, takes a lot to please me with the horror comedy, I guess is my point. But yeah, I think I got to go with Saw. Saw's 1, 2, and 3 bangers. Love them. Such a great franchise. Hollywood Guy, thanks for the $5 though, man. I really do appreciate it. Oh, Halloween 1, 2, and 3 is also great though, man. Oh, so that's a weird trilogy, but man, I love it. Amy is saying Steven Seagal Ghostface. Man, I haven't watched a Steven Seagal film in a long time. What's his like big movie? I can't remember his big movie, but like that was the one I remember watching. Big action star, I think from like the late 80s, 90s, right? Maybe. I'm a horror aficionado, not an action one. That's what I'll say. I don't know, man. No Walk 420 is saying Scream 6 was good, but definitely not as good as 4 in my opinion. 4 also has issues. For me, at least. I think 4 has things that are great about it that Scream 6 does not have, but Scream 6 has things that 4 doesn't, in my opinion. Like, I much prefer the dialogue in 6 versus 4. Like, most of the dialogue in 4 is meta joke progressing the plot. In your face meta joke progressing the plot. And it's just a little, I don't know if I'm crazy about all the scenes in Scream 4, or especially the jokes. Like, the jokes just don't land for me in Scream 4, but the horror and the reveal of Scream 4 is so good, like 10 out of 10. But there's some meta jokes in there that are just like, okay, we get it. You're a Scream sequel. We got it. We got it, man. Cool. So that kind of bogs it down a little bit for me. just because it's so like it's so much. Like it's like, whoa, oh my god, meta joke, meta joke, meta joke, meta joke. It's like, whoa, Scream 4, chill out, man. Oh my god. Scream 6 is a little more subtle with that aspect, which I appreciate. It's more like visuals of, you know, characters dressed up as horror icons in the background. Like that's okay. That's really nice. That's a different way to approach it than previous Scream movies. So I appreciated that about Scream 6 a lot. But Scream 4, the Jill reveal tops any kind of reveal in Scream 6 all day, like without a doubt. So they all have their merit, man. There's no bad Scream film. Every single one has something about them that is just so unique and so specific to that one. Like Scream 3 is easily the goofiest film in the entire franchise. I don't even think there's an argument to be made about the other ones in terms of like silliness. Like no, Scream 3 without a doubt is the silliest one. Like there's no argument. It's like, yeah, of course. Nicholas is saying, as Billy said in Scream, it's scarier when there's no motive, Sid. It's in the script. I'm with you, Nicholas. Yes. Original script was going to have no motive. Glad they utilized both. But, you know, they in a future Scream movie, they could utilize the no motive thing again. I'm just saying. Listen. And here's my thing. If you're like, well, that would suck. You know, I want the Scream. I want the typical Ghostface explaining everything at the end. Can we just do it for one movie? You know, one of these 1,000, like I said, there's probably going to be Scream 100 at some point. Can we just do one movie where we tried something different that hasn't been done in the past? Just one. That's all I just want one. I just want one more different motive that we can talk about versus family or damn, the stab movies suck. Ty Lee is saying, I finally watched Hellfest and thought it was too bland and kind of boring. What? Oh, man. But I liked the ending. I think Haunt was better. Haunt was definitely better, but I do really enjoy Hellfest. Akela Cooper, I think she's an amazing writer. Most of what she touches, I think, is great. Besides the Nun 2 being a wild and weird exception. Everything else, though, really solid. I really like her writing. Big time. On the lookout for anything that she writes or makes. Sarah's also throwing out the link to my food review channel. Please go subscribe to that because, like I said, November and December, this will be like a big focus of mine trying to get this monetized, and I'll be trying to post a video on there like every day. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to start doing lunch streams. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but at noon my time, I'm going to like just live stream for like an hour. Just going to like basically have some lunch from somewhere, review it. We'll talk. It'll be fun. So I don't know if that's going to work or not. I'm experimenting with this channel. I don't know. We'll see. But go subscribe. Go check it out. We're going to do a lot of fun little food review videos over there. It's going to be cool. Jocelyn. Is it Jacqueline or is it Jocelyn? You know what? I don't know. There's an A in there and that's fucking me up though. Saying, I love your Ghostface costume in Red Right Hand, the fan film. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. That was made from a bunch of different people. All over the country. We had someone from Arizona make the sheet. That's not the right word. The showl. That's not. I don't think that's a word either. It's the little thing that goes over Ghostface. It's like the triangle looking thing. But that was a fun costume to assemble. That was it's super accurate to Dead by Daylight. It was sick. It was just a really fun costume to make and put a lot of time and effort into. We spent weeks working on that costume to make it look as good as it does. And it kept ripping. Like, I wish I had Matt on stream with me to tell this story, but like he was the one he was the one like playing Devil Ghostface throughout the movie, and the black like shirt he had on just kept ripping, and we had to keep like stitching it up and fixing it. We're like, what the fuck? This keeps happening. Every time you put it on, it ripped a little more, and oh my god, it was a whole thing. But it was so much fun. It was a blast. I wouldn't trade that experience for anything. So check out Red Right Hand if you haven't already. Sorry, I'm doing so much self-promoting, but that fan film, it was a blast to make. We're coming up on a year since we posted it, and God, it's fun. It's a good time. Jacqueline, I'm so sorry I can't pronounce your name. Thank you for the $2 and thanks for the support, my friend. I really do appreciate you. Eric is saying you should be the voice of the rats since you're the king of the rats. Someone tell Ben Stiller. Tell him right now. Be like, listen, we got the king of the rats here. Got to make him the voice for the rats. I'm no longer their king. I am the voice for this demographic of animals. I love it. C is saying, hey, Jake, howdy, hey. I love the profile picture. Holy shit, that's awesome. A lot of work went into that, I see. Badass. Thanks for being here, my friend. Thank you. Austin Daniels is saying, which Fear Street is your favorite? Mine's easily part 2. I love part 2, man. Summer camp setting is the best setting in my opinion. 2, you know, that's the only one I've gone back and rewatched, so maybe that is my favorite secretly, but I'm very partial to part 1, man. I love 90s music. I love the 90s like feel of it, and the kills are just so brutal in that first one too. Not that they're not in part 2. Something else that I love about part 2 that 94 doesn't have is they have this Harry Manfredini inspired score that I dig. Like it feels like you're watching an old school like Friday film. It's awesome. It's a really good one. There's some weird writing things in part 2 I'm not crazy about, but I do really enjoy it though. It's really fun. It's a really good one. Those Fear Street movies they're cool. I'm not like crazy about that. Like I can't believe people are still talking about them. I think it's great. I'm not crazy about all of them personally, but I do really I enjoy them. They're fun. They're very fun movies. Albert was saying Evil Dead, even though it's more than 3 for that question earlier. Yeah, I mean, you can talk about the original trilogy for Scream though, as its own entity, while you can also do that with Evil Dead, I think. It's just my take on it. S is saying Art the Clown can defeat every slasher. Do you agree? We don't know the full extent of Art the Clown's power yet. You know, I mean, we know he's supernatural in some sense, but like how supernatural, you know, like I feel like Freddy could fuck up the guy, but I got to know more about him, and hopefully part 3 will give us another peek behind the curtain of a little more of what he can do. But for the most part, yeah, I mean, like, listen, Ghostface versus Art the Clown. Sorry, Ghostface. Sorry, Mrs. Loomis. Sorry, Mickey. Like, Art the Clown's taking you down all day, every day. But in terms, like, when we start getting into some of the really OP slashers, like Wishmaster or Freddy Krueger, it's like, I don't know, that's it depends. It really depends on like the setting, the situation. There's a lot more that goes into it. But in terms of like the human slashers, like, yeah, I think Art the Clown takes them all day, every day. But we'll see. We'll see what the next one, what the next one ends up doing. Jason just made it in. Thanks for being here, dog. Appreciate you. How's it going? I'm fantastic. How are you, dog? Welcome in. Welcome in. Tiara is asking about Chucky season 3. I really have not been covering this. I covered like some updates moving into it. I don't know, man. I tried it. I really gave it a chance. That first episode did absolutely nothing for me. I don't know. Why is this a political drama now? Why? I don't know. I just have so many questions, and I'm just not crazy. I'm just not crazy about it. I've given the show 3 chances now, and all 3 times I feel like it failed to impress. I'm just not into it. I love the movies too, like so much, and I want to like this show, but it just does not compare in quality like to that original. The original 2 movies are my favorite, like Chucky, Child's Play 1 and 2. Those are so good, and I don't know. I just don't feel like the show has that. My biggest complaint is like it's just kind of turned into every other killer doll thing. Like what's so great about Chucky is he stands out from everybody else. And the Child's Play movies do, because you have characters that are grounded. You have like a grounded story going on around this super silly and ridiculous thing. I don't know. I don't feel like the show really has that. Like I feel like a lot of the characters and situations are really over the top and zany. Like Chucky's at the fucking White House, man. Like that's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's insane. I don't know. I wish I wish they had a more focused, grounded story where Chucky comes in and fucks it up. Like that's what I love about Child's Play 1 and 2. So I actually really like 3 as well. I don't know. By the time we get to like Seed of Chucky, I'm just like, man, this is it's too goofy. Like you've just turned it into every other full moon feature killer doll thing, That's why I really liked Megan so much. They found a way to stand out with the killer doll idea, which is, nothing new. It's not like necessarily a new concept by any means. Even when Chucky did it in the late 80s, it wasn't a new concept. I mean, the whole killer doll thing, that's been around for a long time, even before that. So I don't know. I just feel like they've lost that in the show. It's kind of just turned into like basically a baby Oopsie Daisy from Full Moon had her own show. I don't know. I'm just not as crazy about it, man. It just doesn't move the needle for me. Nowalk420 is saying Evil Dead 2013 is in my top 5 of all time. One of the greatest movies. One of the greatest horror movies ever made, in my opinion. Nowalk. I love it. It's so scary. It's perfect. I have no issue with it. I've seen it a million times. It's blueprints for a perfect horror film. It is efficient. It only has 5 characters. If you exclude the opening, it's perfect. It's a perfect movie. I love it. Albert is saying the Child's Play trilogy before Bride and Seed are all great, though. I really do like 3. People give 3 a lot of shit, and I don't know. I really enjoy it. I think it's got some really brutal and like super compelling moments, too. You have Chucky at one point, like placing real bullets in these guns that like the kids are using, like as like a mock war thing. And it's like like one of the kids accidentally kills one of the other ones. And it's brutal. It's like, oh my God, that's like one of the darkest things Child's Play has ever done. I love that. Like, I'm just like, oh, it's really interesting to watch. Child's Play 3, I really enjoyed, man. And I do really enjoy Bride of Chucky too. Once again, it is like, it's so goofy. It's like, oh my God. Seed of Chucky pushes it, but Bride of Chucky, it's still really fun. It feels so late 90s. Like, I think that's what I love about it so much is like the music choices, Jennifer Tilly, who's so good in this movie. I really do enjoy it. Definitely up there for me for sure. I hear a lot of people ranking the Scream films like in order of release. That's kind of how I feel about a lot of the Chucky movies. Like, I would rank like 1, 2, 3, Bride of Chucky, then like the later ones, and then Seeds at the bottom. Like that's just I'm kind of an order of release guy, except like I do really like 2 though. 2 might be number 1 for me. I don't know. I really do love a lot of the Chucky movies, but I don't know, that the show just doesn't do it for me. Hollywood Guy is saying I will throw urban legends in that too. I love urban legends. If we're talking about late 90s. Great stuff. Black Horror is saying hello, everyone, and to you from Chicago. Hello. First time here. Welcome in, my friend. I appreciate you. Thank you. Talking a little Scream, talking a little bit about just a bunch of different horror. At this point, I love it. I love it, man. Welcome. Austin Daniels is saying, I know we won't see him, but Winston Duke should be the twins' dad. Ooh, shit, I actually love that. He'd be so funny in a Scream movie, especially if he brings the dad personality like he had in Us. He should basically play like the same character. I love that, actually. Winston Duke is phenomenal. Great actor, like mildly underrated. Feel like he doesn't get talked about as much as like I don't even know. He just doesn't get talked about that much. He's underrated. Love him. He's great in Us. I believe he's in the Black Panther movies, right? He's really good in those too. So you're saying Scream 3 is more sillier than Scary Movie? Well, those are different franchises, technically. But in terms of the Scream movies, Scream 3 it basically is a Scary Movie. So you got me there. You got me there, dog. Shit. I guess that's like Scary Movie 1.5 is what I would call Scream 3. That's funny. Nicholas is saying, I am down for No Motive. It would be a fresh take. Let's just try it out. You know, let's just try. Let's dip our toe in a different pool besides familiar warm bathwater pools that we're already so familiar with. I feel it, man. I feel it. Paradox of No Motive, a motive of no motive. But there is no paradox if you don't go into it. You know, that's why I want No Motive. I just want a Ghostface to be doing it to do it. It's like, well, this was trending and I wanted to kill people, so I put on the Ghostface mask and killed people. Like, that's what I want from a Scream movie so bad. I'm like, that would be so interesting. Our characters the whole time are trying to figure out like why this character's doing it. You know, they're leaving like weird things at the scenes of crimes and they're like, I don't get it. Like, none of this adds up. Like, are we going to get an answer to who this is when they finally get revealed? And then you don't. Like, that to me is like, oh my God, that's brutal. That's upsetting. How dark. So something like that. I don't know. Just something. Spin it down a different path. Give me a new motive. Give me something that's uncomparable to any of the other motives or killers from the past. What else do we got? Kaiju Godzilla Productions is saying, hey, Jake, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. I hope you are too, Kaiju Godzilla Productions. I love your profile picture, man. All right, let me ask you something. Are you excited for the new Godzilla movie, -1 or whatever? I'm hyped for it. That's horror. We can talk about that. That is definitely a horror movie. It looks like it's going to go back to like scary Godzilla, and I'm really hyped for that. That looks like it's going to be fun. Great trailer from Toho for sure. Also saying, I was just watching your recent video. I loved it. Thank you. I hope you're having a good day. I really do appreciate that, man. I just posted a Terrifier 3 video talking a little, like, some speculation on what this trailer is going to be that we're getting on November 1st. So go check that out if you're interested. If you're like, well, I want to know more about that too. Well, go check it out. Little Terrifier 3 insights. I did a lot of research in today's video too, so hopefully you guys will dig it. Mike42 is saying Scream 6 would have been better if Jason didn't die in the opening act, had a few more kills because I found him creepy and it would have been cool to have him be a Ghostface for a little while longer. I agree. And then halfway through the movie, you have the twist with the second Ghostface who kills him and then hunts down the core 4. Ooh, shit. Just 2 Ghostfaces and the motive would have worked better in my opinion. What if we had like a cliffhanger? Right? It's like Jason was our main killer. We're kind of following him in the core 4 the whole time. And then it leads to the other Ghostface killing Jason. And it's like, oh shit, get ready for Scream 7, you know? Obviously they didn't have that planned enough in advance, but if they would, you know, this is wishful thinking. This is what if scenarios here, but that would be sick, man. Oh my God, something like that. Fuck. I'm with you though, man. I mean, that shit was so cool. The fact that we even got a taste of that in Scream 6, I thought was so much fun. I love Ghostface. I want more Ghostface in the future. I really dig that. I dig that big time. So yeah, more stuff from Jason would have been cool, man. I agree. Kimari, what's up, dog? How's it going? Welcome in. We're talking a little Scream. Talking a little this and that. Throw out your wildest Scream shit out there. If you're someone who wants Stu to come back, I do respect it. I respect if that's something you want. I respect it. Unfortunately, I end up talking about that a lot on these Scream streams. So let's try to talk about literally anything else. Not that I don't want to talk about that. It's just I talk about it a lot. A lot of people want to see it happen. I respect it. Just not for me personally. Ty Lee is saying A24 is looking for original ideas. Send them your projects. You never know. I got to make something first. I feel like even with Ari Aster, he had made like a shit ton of crazy short films and stuff before he ended up working with A24 with Hereditary. So I'm working on something right now that I'm really proud of the scripts, how far it's come, and I'm excited to shoot it in the new year. But hopefully, man, fingers crossed. I would love to work with that company. Man, it's one of the only companies right now that I have so much respect for. Like A24 is just incredible. I want to see a lot more projects come from them. And I hope that this decision to make more commercial films ends up working out for them. Joey XYZ is talking about the Chucky show, saying you think him in the White House is political. Watch season 3, episode 2 and 3. It explained no spoilers, but give it a chance. Dude, I just listen, this is just my opinion. I know a lot of people love it. I see so many people praising the show. I just don't get it. It's just not for me. Episode 1 did nothing for me. It did not move the needle. I don't understand why all of the characters are social media influencers now. It just feels like lazy writing to me. I don't know, man. I'm just not into it. Maybe I'll check out episodes 2 and 3, but man, it's off to a real bad start. In my opinion, season 1 of episode 3 is the worst episode of the whole Chucky series that I've seen so far. Man, it's gotten worse with each season, and I already feel like season 1 wasn't even great to begin with. It was like a 4 out of 10. It was like, okay, I mean, this has some cool stuff going on. There's some weird writing stuff in season 1 I wasn't crazy about, but season 2 was just, I just don't know. I don't know what was going on there, man. I don't know why certain decisions were made. I just feel like it feels like mashing action figures together. It's like something from the past. Let's just bring that in and start mashing them against Chucky. That's how I feel like they write that show. Man, I don't know. It's just not for me. I like goofiness. I love silly horror and all that. But when it becomes to the point where you can't even follow it, it's just like full moon feature movies where it's just like, here's just 2 ridiculous things being pushed together and maybe it'll work. I just can't get into that. I need a good story. I need something that's a little close to reality, something I can relate to, something I can follow even. I don't know, man. The show just does not do it for me. Jacqueline? I'm going with Jacqueline. There's the A. I'm just sticking with that. Has become A YouTube member. I don't know why I couldn't say that word. It's literally my job. Jacqueline, thank you so much for the support, my friend. I really do appreciate that. Welcome to the cult. Drink up on the Kool-Aid. I promise it's just Kool-Aid and there's nothing else in it. Thanks for being here, my friend. Thanks for the support. Thank you. Thank you. I got a new video coming out this week for Patreon and channel members exclusively. I'm very excited for it. I'm so sorry it took me until the end of the month, but here we are. Making it happen. We're making it happen eventually. Hollywood guys throwing $5 out there saying, how do you see recruiting the ghost faces using this Reddit thread? Who do you think is the puppet master and how would you reveal him or her? So here's what I would do personally. I would want it to be that this person running the Reddit thread is someone who maybe could not become Ghostface on their own. Like someone who needs to reach out to, like, give them a reason to be doing this. The constant theories I hear about Stu potentially being the one to do all this, I just ask why. Like, why would Stu enlist other people to become Ghostface? Is it because, like, maybe he's too old to go and kill, like, other characters? Like, okay, maybe I could see that happening. I would just rather see a different character do this, like, and be this puppet master who is, like, basically being a Ghostface without actually putting on the robe and the costume. That, to me, that's different. That's, oh, whoa, that's really spooky. It's like you want all this shit to happen, but it's your mind that you're utilizing versus your brawn and your physicality. I think that's a really interesting kind of character that we could explore and could be a villain in this universe. Maybe they have a disability, maybe they can't walk or something, maybe they're in a wheelchair, something to that degree. So they had to go online and enlist people to go after the people that may have done that to them. Something along those lines. I just feel like that would be so powerful and such a sympathetic villain, which would be really interesting to watch. I don't know, something to that degree, maybe not exactly that, but something where it's like almost like if Peter Dinklage's character from Game of Thrones was a ghost face. Someone who's like, he talks about it in the show. He's like, my body was weak, so I decided to strengthen my mind. Like he has a whole monologue about that in Game of Thrones. And like something like that, apply that to a ghost face killer. That would be so fucking interesting to me. Like that would be fascinating. If we were to go down that route. It's like, whoa, a ghost face killer who's never even put on the robe before. It's like, what does that look like? How can we write that in? There you go. Have this crazy Reddit thread. Someone is enlisting all these people to do it. We could have constant reveals throughout the runtime of Scream 7, and then it gets revealed who the man behind the curtain is. Or woman, him or her, whoever it ends up being. I think that would just be so cool. To me, that would be so fascinating. I would love something that's just so like, whoa, this is out there. This is so different. But Hollywood Guy, thanks for the $5, my friend. I do really appreciate it. Luddy Network is saying, she sells seashells down by the sea floor. You didn't think I could say that without stuttering, did you? I stutter a lot, I know. I had to take speech class when I was young, and I still end up doing my ums and like an idiot. But I got through that because I took my time and I breathed. I took in a big old breath. But yeah, I do stutter a lot. I get it. I'm sorry. I do appreciate all of y'all listening to me stutter, though. Thank you. Luddy Network, thank you for the $2, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Imagine Ghostface in The Purge. That would be nuts. Oh, we're getting Purge 6 at some point soon in the future here. It's coming. Chucky sticks an umbrella down someone's throat. I mean, that's pretty cool. The one thing I will praise about the Chucky show, the kills are phenomenal in both of the seasons that I've watched. Wow, really good kills all around. Like some of Chucky's best, without a doubt. I'm not saying the show's a 0 out of 10. It's got some merit. I just don't feel like the characters are written very well. I don't understand why certain decisions were made with Chucky as a killer. I don't know. Austin Daniels is saying, is Maxine a whodunit? It is. I honestly have no clue how they're going to approach that movie. Also, Pearl is mid. Oh, man, that just hurts to say. Sorry, just had to throw that out there. Oh, man, I don't know. I think I like Pearl better than X now. They're like neck and neck, in my opinion. But I think I lean a little more towards Pearl these days. That movie is so fucking crazy. Mia Goth's performance in that is like upsetting. It's one of the most upsetting things I've ever seen. Goddamn. What a movie. What else do we got? What else we got going on? Puppet Master with no motive. I thought you were talking about like the Puppet Master franchise for a second. Let's just have dolls running around killing people. I mean, that's kind of what that franchise is, but I enjoy it for what it is. I enjoy it. Joey XYZ is saying Chucky is a ridiculous world. There's a doctor's office for supernatural things. I mean, like, but it's not though. Like the Chucky show has turned it into that. The Child's Play movies though, and like if we're talking about like Cult of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, like these movies are they have very grounded stories where Chucky comes in and just starts fucking things up. Like some of those movies even have some really powerful things to say that I think is so interesting. It's honestly the reason I enjoy Seed of Chucky is because there's so much commentary on like, trying to find yourself as a human being and looking for acceptance and all that. That's there in Seed of Chucky. It's done really well, but the show just, it misses on a lot of the cylinders that the movies do so well. And this happens a lot of the time with horror franchises, big IPs that end up becoming TV shows. And that's kind of like, it always makes me sigh a little bit when it's like, oh, this is becoming a TV show. It's like, okay, whatever. It's why I like all of the Scream movies versus the Scream TV show. Like, it's fun for what it is, and it follows a similar format, but does it reinvent the wheel? Does it do anything, any of the movies? Does it do anything better than any of the movies? No. In my opinion, no. I don't know. I just think if you're going to make me sit through, like, multiple like 30-minute episodes of something, it should amount to something much bigger than what any of the movies could do. And I just feel like the entire show is just, this is TV Chucky. Like, this is TV Chucky versus movie Chucky, which is up here for me, you know? If I was in charge of a TV show, I would be like, that would be a much harder writing process than writing a movie. Just in my opinion, I would take so much more like thought and energy and put that into it and try to make it something even bigger and more explosive with more time to set things up. But I just feel like they just don't do that. They're just like, we'd rather just have a bunch of ridiculous bullshit happen that may amount to something, maybe it doesn't. And I don't know. I mean, some people can really enjoy that. For me, it's just not my thing. Child of the Corn throwing $5 out there again. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Saying you're a slasher director. What is your slasher movie setting? Oh, what's my favorite setting? That's a great question. Rank these settings from fave to least favorite. School, college, cabin, hospital, suburbia. Oh my God, great questions, dude. Man, let me get a drink of my water because this is something I really got to think about this. So, school or college, obviously, you know, the one movie I have made, it takes place there. I do really enjoy that. I really do enjoy that setting. There's something about a cabin in the woods, though, that I feel like is so scary. Like, there's something about the isolation factor that you just don't get from these other settings. So cabin in the woods, while it is very simplistic, it's effective for that reason. So cabin in the woods, that might be my number one. Hospitals are scary, but they're a little overdone in my opinion. So I think I would go, oh, this is tough. Cabin, suburbia, school, college, hospital. Why I say that about suburbia is I'm writing something right now that takes place in suburbia, and I found a kind of a fun way to twist it where it's like, ooh, whoa, I don't know if this has been done before. So I'm kind of excited about that. I'm kind of hyped for that. But suburbia is a really scary setting, especially like so many people criticized Scream 5 because you have this sequence where Judy runs up to her house and in broad daylight she gets stabbed. I don't know if you've ever been in like a suburban neighborhood at like 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 a.m., even like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Nobody's outside in the middle of the week. Like Saturday morning, different story. Everyone's outside cutting their lawn, you know, like doing landscaping, whatever. Dude, if you go into my neighborhood, like if you go into somebody's neighborhood, like some suburban neighborhood at 9 in the morning, it is fucking desolate. Nobody is outside. At least that's how, in my experience, that's what it is. That's why I loved that scene in Scream 5 so much. I'm like, that's horrifying, dude. If you can set a whole slasher movie in the morning, like a Tuesday morning in suburbia, and that would totally work. Nobody is fucking outside. They're all at work. Like people who live in the suburbs, the majority of those people go to work in the cities or somewhere else besides their neighborhood, you know? Like a lot of the people who work from home like live in apartments or whatever, or typically, you know, that's not the case for everybody, but just in terms of majority, that's how it is. So for me, it's like, man, I think that would be so cool if we set a whole slasher movie at like 9 a.m. on a Tuesday morning in suburbia somehow. Like that would be so interesting to me. So I feel like that's an underused setting for slashers. So I think that's why it ranks so high for me. But great question. What's my favorite like slasher movie setting? Once again, look, I'm from Cleveland. I love underdogs. The Cleveland Browns, our sports team, just fucking sucks. So anytime an underdog wins something, I'm rooting for it. Underdog setting, though, in my opinion, is the winter set of any variety. If it's in the middle of the woods somewhere during the winter, or if it's like big time city, winter slashers are so underrated. They're very few and far between, unfortunately, but when you get a good one, there's something about it that is just so aesthetically pleasing. Wrong Turn 4 is not a well-written movie. It just is not, but I really enjoy it because of the aesthetic and because of some of the really brutal kills. So like, yeah, it's writing, not much to write home about, but in terms of like aesthetic and the cold feeling of isolation in the middle of winter, that movie, it's effective in those terms. So for me, I feel like a winter setting is so underutilized, and it's always effective. 30 Days of Night is so scary because it's set in like the middle of nowhere, Alaska. The Thing, I mean, is like maybe the best example. Not a slasher movie, but still, getting that feeling of isolation, the cold, the bitterness of winter is it's horrifying. It adds to the scariness of the situation. Gives you a new factor on top of, a fucking guy coming at you with a knife. On top of that, you're also isolated in the middle of nowhere. It just feels lonely. It's such a lonely and desperate setting. I love that about anything wintertime. It makes something like a big city so much scarier and so much more lonely. I love it. But Child of the Corn, thank you for the $5, my friend. I do really appreciate that. I hope that was a good answer. I don't know. For me, like, I love that. I really love anything set in the winter and horror. It works so well for me. The Lodge. Oh, The Lodge is such a good movie. Oh, if you guys haven't seen The Lodge, I couldn't recommend that one more. That's fucked up. Really fucked up movie. Perry Moberg throwing $5 out there as well. Thank you, Perry. I appreciate that. Saying I like Pearl better than X, but X actually made me tear up at a certain point. Yeah, I agree. I kind of hate to admit it. Dude, listen. That landslide cover, I was weeping in the theaters. Weeping. Like, and that's something I value about movies so much, is when they can surprise me with something I was not expecting. I was expecting to go into X and see like A24's venture into a slasher film. And I'm like, okay, this will be interesting. It'll be a slasher, but it'll have some artsiness to it. Cool. I'm excited to check this out. It was that, but it even took a step further. And that's what I love about X so much. I think it's so well written. It's clever. It's tight. Then it has these emotional moments with its characters. It makes you care so much about everybody involved, no matter what you think about them. And Black Horror is asking about X. So X is a slasher movie that came out last year. It's phenomenal. I couldn't recommend it more. Go check it out. It was one of my favorite horror films of last year. And Pearl is the prequel that came out later that year. And Maxine is another movie in this X trilogy, which is coming out sometime next year. So there's going to be 3 of them in total, but there's 2 so far. All from director Ty West, and Mia Goth actually helped write Pearl, as well as her starring in it. She plays a dual role in X as well, which is crazy, playing our main killer and our main final girl, which I don't know how many times that has happened in horror history, but damn. I mean, listen, I know a lot of people don't like Mia Goth for whatever reason, but you got to respect that, even if you're not a big fan of her. I'm not a big fan of Taylor Swift, but I respect her. My God. I mean, that woman is insanely intelligent, like in terms of business and all that. Holy shit. Like, I'm not a big fan of her music, but goddamn, she is a super intelligent human being. I have nothing but respect for her. I shouldn't say that too loud, actually. Taylor Swift might cancel me. Goddamn. She had the whole Exorcist Believer movie had to move because her movie came out on Friday the 13th. I'm still cracking up about that. I still think that's like the funniest shit ever. But yeah, I agree. I think that X has things that Pearl doesn't have. Pearl has things that X doesn't have. Like, listen, Mia Goth's performance in X, phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. Both characters she plays, it's great. But fleshing out the character of Pearl in that movie, fuck. I mean, she's so good. That ending monologue is one of the most upsetting things I've ever seen. It's so good. And the ending shot, too. My God. But
I'm with you, Perry. I love both of them. Definitely one of my favorite. Definitely one of my favorite movies from the previous year. 2022, such a good year for horror, man. I don't know if I can say the same about 2023, but 2022, man, shit, phenomenal. Thanks for the $5 again, Perry. I do really appreciate it. God, I love those movies. Noah Atkinson is saying, do you believe Ethan Kirsch is alive? I do not, because he should be revealed in Scream 7 with Stewart. Stewart with two new Ghostface killers played by Dr. Montgomery and Timothy Chalamet. Noah, I can't go on my Stu rant again. I feel like people are going to get sick of it, but I appreciate it. I respect the opinion. Luddy is saying, where does one send gift merchandise to you? So in my about page on this channel, I have my an address that you can send stuff to. I will be able to pick up stuff there. It's in Akron, a town very close to where I live. Please don't come to my house. I think I believe it's in the about section of this page. Yeah, you can send stuff there and I will get it. A lot of the stuff I get too in the mail ends up on the set back here. Most of this stuff actually was stuff I got from fans. You guys are the best. My awesome friends on the internet. This right back here. Shit, I can't. This is so hard to point. This right here was made by a buddy of mine named Flash Skywalker. He painted this himself, and it's got like a bunch of quotes like from the channel and stuff. There's a bunch of like KillJoy Jake references on there. I love it. It was so nice. Most of this stuff as well, like this, that sounded scary. Got me this. He's awesome. Very nice guy. The ghost face head, all the tikis that you see on set. Yeah, bunch of them like people sent in, and I'm very thankful for everything. You guys are the best. But if you send me something cool, it could end up on the set forever. So I don't know. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. I try to keep stuff on there for as long as possible too. I think I got to get another shelf or something. Got to find more room for crazy shit. I just got this. I don't think I can. Damn, I can't show it because it's got a short cord. But I just got a Creature from the Black Lagoon like light up thing. I'm trying to find a place on the set to put it, and I don't know where, because I got this poster here, so I'm thinking about putting it like on the shelf over here somewhere. I think that might be cool. Might stand out a little bit. But yes. Long-winded answer, sorry. Luddy's saying, dude, you're about to shit your pants with this gift. Thank you so much, man. Oh my God, I appreciate it. If you want to hit hints, look at my picture. Oh man, I'm looking. I can't even tell what that is. Is that a flamethrower? Oh my God, are you going to send me a flamethrower in the mail? I will use it in a video. You think I won't be able to? Oh, I will. Oh, that would be wild. I get a call. It's like, dude, you got a flamethrower in the mail. What? Oh my God. I'll figure it out. I'll find a way to use it. That's so funny, man. Luddy Network, thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate it. You're the best. You're the absolute best. What else do we got? I'm sorry, everybody. I can't answer any more Stu questions. I have nothing more to say about it that I haven't already said. Apollo Balboa 1985 is saying, Jake, in the original Scream, Sid is attacked in her home. Was Ghostface trying to kill her? Well, yeah. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I do believe so. So Zach Cherry, another wonderful YouTuber in the space, he did a video talking about like who killed who in the original Scream. And I believe that I kind of agree with him. I believe he said that was Stu in the closet, like coming after Sydney. I believe that was Stu. That both of the killers have different ways of going about what they do. And I like in terms of like movements, in terms of how they attack people. Stu is a little more clumsy. Billy is a little more focused. I believe Billy is the one who like killed Tatum in the garage. I believe Stu is the one that attacked Sydney at her house. And then Billy shows up, with the phone drops out of his pocket. I think they did it together, but I think Stu is the one in the closet who jumps out after her. But I don't know. I mean, once again, totally up to debate. Because, Billy did show up at the scene, so that's a possibility. So you never know. You never know. But I don't know. I do believe they were trying to kill her there. They do kind of spill the beans at the end of the movie about like why they're doing what they're doing. Would they have done that if she had died there? I don't know. Maybe not. S is saying, have you ever seen Sinister? If you have, do you think a third installment would be necessary for the franchise? Maybe not necessary, but I'd be into it though. I feel like Sinister 2, while it definitely doesn't reach the same heights as the original film, it's still really enjoyable. I actually love some of the like scary tapes they find in that one. There's one involving some rats, speaking of which is why I like it so much. But shit, it is Sinister 2, man. I feel like it's a little underrated. It doesn't get the credit it deserves. I really enjoy it. Like I said, nowhere near of quality as the first one, which is like a near 10 out of 10 in my opinion. But fuck that second movie, it's still really fun. It could have been better, but it's still really fun. So I would hope for a third one at some point. Maybe Scott Derrickson revisits the franchise at some point. That would be really fun. I would be so down for a Sinister 3. Oh my God, I gotta watch those movies again. Oh, I haven't thought about those in a while, man. Shit. I just watched VHS 85 where Scott Derrickson did a segment for it. It's very similar to The Black Phone, which I thought was pretty cool, actually. So I kind of want to see, I want to go back and watch some of his other movies. There's a bunch of horror movies he's done that I just haven't seen. Like I've seen the big ones like Sinister and Black Phone, but oh, and also the Hellraiser film he did. But he did an Exorcism movie that I haven't seen. I hear it's really good. I can't even remember the name of it, but really good stuff. Do I have any good recipes for stew? No, but I have a good recipe for chicken marsala if you want it. Fuck. You weren't expecting that, were you? No, I make a mean chicken marsala. Listen, I don't fuck around when it comes to pasta, okay? I don't fuck around. Stew, on the other hand, you know, I don't have too many stew recipes. I don't have too many stew mocker recipes, but I legit will put this in the chat. That is how serious I am about pasta. I don't fuck around when it comes to spaghetti or chicken marsala. I'm trying to think of another form of pasta. Angel hair. I don't fuck around with none of that. But that's funny. That's really funny. I see what you're trying to do there. Eric is saying, hey, Jake, last night I went with my uncle to Halloween Horror Nights. Oh my God, I'm so jealous. That's awesome, Eric. I hope you had fun. It was my second time going. I had a blast and I was screaming. My voice is crappy. You almost sound like me at this point. Damn. No, that's awesome though, man. I hope you had a blast. Oh my God, I went last year and it was insane. Like I was like blown away. I love haunted houses, but I just feel like Universal steps it up. Like the quality of those houses is like next level. I've never seen something like it before. Damn, I hear this year's even better too. My buddy Yurdy G, who was in the chat earlier, was saying that Halloween Horror Nights this year was sick. So that's badass, man. I'm so glad you had a great time. Oh my God, it's great, man. You're saying you went to the Last of Us maze. Damn, that was dark, scary, and fun. Nice. I love haunted houses. Like I said earlier, I got to do Wicked World in Kentucky. That was so much fun. Like just a blast. Oh my God. Nothing compares to Universal though. Hollywood Horror Nights, man, nothing compares. It's so much fun. I love the meme. The meme, I can't see what it is. How dogs see road trips flying through space. I dig it. I love it. Rogelio is saying they need to kill off some of the new characters. I agree. You know, honestly, I agree. I'm in the boat that I feel like this is going to be the last one with the core 4. Maybe even the legacy characters too, but you never know. I think they should too. I think they should kill off at least like 2 members of the core 4. Make it emotional. Make it dark. I mean, listen, I want to feel something when I go to movies. I don't want everything to be sunshine and rainbows in a horror film of any variety. And if Scream has like, if there's anything that the Scream franchise really hasn't done in the past is touch on like darker subject matter. Like they have, but at points I feel like it's just not as developed as it could have been. It could have been. Like with Scream 3, for instance, they should have just went full on like this was going to be a comedy movie, or this was going to be a serious like depiction of the dark side to Hollywood. And I just don't feel like they hit on either facets as well as they could have. I would love to see that explored in a future Scream movie and maybe even done better. But in terms of killing characters, though, they've gone a little soft recently. Like they killed Dewey and like they were like horrified by the fan reaction, I think, to that. So that's why they were kind of trying to have their cake and eat it too with Scream 6, where it's like, we're going to pretend to kill characters, but then we're going to bring them back. So I agree. I think they just got to say, yeah, we're going to kill this character. And that's going to be it. Life is unpredictable and fucked up. And sometimes that shit happens, especially in a Ghostface scenario. So I'm with you. I think we should kill a lot of characters in this new movie. Have it be something worth talking about. I mean, Scream 5 and 6 are both very valuable films because they take the franchise in a new direction, and both in different ways. But like, if Dewey didn't die in Scream 5, I don't know. Like, would I like that movie? I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't. I don't know. I like Scream 5, but it does have some issues. Has some things I'm not crazy about. So I don't know. It's a tough situation. I want to see some stakes though, as Amber said. I want the movies to have stakes. I want them to kill people. And have those stakes be medium rare. Anyways, Hollywood Guy's throwing $5 out there saying, rank these worst to best. Thank you for the $5, my friend. I appreciate that. Sinister, Killer Clowns, The Gallows, It Follows, and Valentine. Oh my God. I mean, Gallows is definitely on the bottom. It's not a great movie in my opinion. It's got one really good scene, like one really scary scene in it. And besides that, I'm not crazy about it. So Gallows is at the bottom. Valentine above that. Really a big jump from The Gallows though. I really enjoy Valentine. It's got a crazy twist at the end and some really brutal kills. A great cast too. It Follows is one of my favorite horror films of all time. Oh, fuck, this is so hard. I think oh man, I gotta go Gallows, Valentine, Killer Clowns, Sinister, It Follows. No, switch Sinister and Killer Clowns. Killer Clowns is too good. Fuck, that's really tough. Gallows, Valentine, Sinister, Killer Clowns, It Follows. That's how I would rank those. It Follows, I think, has one of the best horror scores of all time. I listen to it regularly. It's one of the things I put on when I'm like editing videos, or if I'm like writing a script. I put on the It Follows music. It's so good. It's one of my top 10 horror franchises of all time, or a top 10 horror scores of all time. It Follows is on there. Honestly, Sinister's got a good score too. Shit, that's crazy. But It Follows, man, I just love it. Disaster Piece is masterful. But great movie choices. Very, very random, but I love it. Good stuff, Hollywood Guy. Thanks for the $5, man. And if you like The Gallows, which honestly, I do kind of enjoy it. I own it. I don't care. Make fun of me. I watch that one from time to time. I think it's a fun one. The sequel I think is unwatchable. It's real bad. But if you like the first one, don't watch the sequel. You don't need to see it. It doesn't add much else to the whole story. But man, that first one is it's got one good scene. What else do we got going on? What else are we talking about? Tiara wants me to answer your question. What's your question, dog? Oh, talking about Red Right Hand 2? It should be Jake playing himself, and Jake is working on Red Right Hand 2, but a real Ghostface is killing the cast. You know, I don't know if I'll ever make a sequel. We never wrote it to have a sequel. I jokingly said at one point, I was like, well, you know, we never double tapped Jamie, so he's clearly still alive, you know, even though he got stabbed 37 times in the chest. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'll ever do it. I might make another Scream thing at some point. I am working on a new slasher, though. I don't want to tell you any details yet, but we're working on a new slasher. Hopefully you guys will be able to see it next year. It's just going to be a short film, so don't expect a full feature anytime soon, but I'm very excited for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're putting it all together right now, and hopefully it's good. Hopefully it sticks. Hopefully people are into it. Making something original is tough, especially in this landscape that's very much so dominated by franchise continuations. Something I've noticed a lot is like anytime I try to talk about an original horror movie, people just don't seem to care as much, which I really think is a shame. So many people complain about like, oh, there's no more original horror movies. Like what? Why is that? And it's like, well, no one watches them anymore. Everyone just wants to see Scream 7, Saw X, Exorcist Believer. And while I do love a lot of these movies, I miss when original horror was so popular. I mean, even Smile. Like, I remember talking about that on this page. A movie that made $200 million at the box office. A month after its release, no one talked about it anymore. It was just like, yeah, that happened, whatever. I was like, that was an awesome movie. Like, why? I don't know. I wish we could. I wish there was more. I wish we could talk about more of the originals that really land. It just makes me sad. Just makes me sad that Can't talk more about that. But check this one out. It's going to be really fun. This is a killer idea I've had in my back pocket for a very long time, and we're finally bringing it to fruition. So I'm excited. Very excited for it. Olaf the Snowman's throwing $5 out there saying, "Sup, Jake? Sup, dog? How's it going? How you doing, Olaf? Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for the support. Thanks for hanging out. You didn't have to throw $5 out there to say sup, but I appreciate that you did. Thank you. Olaf is also saying, "Start Scream 7 with Sydney getting decapitated in front of Mark with the kids." Oh my God. This is chaotic evil if I've ever seen it, Olaf. Damn. If I had one once for a Scream 7 opening, it would be to start off with Sydney, but don't have her get killed. I think maybe killing Mark in the opening scene would be like, oh, this is how Sydney is immediately going to be thrust into the story. I could get into that. I could get into that personally. That'd be really upsetting if that happens. Because here's the thing, so many people want Sydney back for Scream 7, me included. I want her back too. I feel like there is a very viable story to tell with her, maybe even more so than the core 4 at this point. But me personally, it's like, you can't bring back Sydney for Scream 7 after the only way she came back for 5 was because a close friend of hers died. Like, Dewey died. And that's why Sydney came into it. If you just say that Sydney's hanging out with the core 4 now, I'm not going to buy it. Sorry. You established in a previous movie that the only way Sydney's coming back to Woodsboro or getting herself back into a ghostface situation is because a close friend of hers died or her family members are endangered. So, for me, it's if you're going to have Sydney back in this new one, you gotta kill someone close to her. And I think, killing Gail again, I can already see the reviews. People are going to be like, well, they did that in Scream 5 with Dewey. It's just the same thing. So for me, it's if you kill Mark Kincaid, if you kill Patrick Dempsey in the opening scene, that's brutal. That's upsetting. It's whoa, that's fucking crazy. Now Sydney has a reason to go after this Ghostface and with no, nothing held back, just going after this guy, gonna rip his fucking head off for doing what they did to Mark. So I don't know. I feel like that would be really brutal and be a really good way to get Sydney back involved. Maybe even making her the main focus again. I feel like that makes a lot of sense for 7. I would love to see the core 4 come back. And if they end up being some kind of focal point as well, that would be fucking awesome. I'm curious to see what they do though. I look at those last 2 movies and my thing with Mindy especially is I just feel like they're doing the same thing with these characters over and over again. Mindy did not have an arc in Scream 6. She just did the same thing she did in Scream 5 again. And I was just like, man, I kind of wish they took this character down a different route. The reason I love Randy so much is because he's so paranoid. He's so freaked out and paranoid and I don't know. Oh my God, we're in the middle of a horror movie. We got to do this. We got to do that. You can't do that. Don't drink beer. Don't have sex. I love that about Randy. He could be perceived as very confident because of the way he talks and, is constantly spilling out the rules. I see it as panic and paranoia. And I want more of that from Mindy. I just feel like she's so she's very stuck up and she feels like she's right about everything, but then she ends up being wrong. And I don't know. To me, it's not as funny as her, if she was freaking out and being like, guys, we got to do this. We got to get out of the apartment. We got to get out of the city. We're completely fucked in this situation. That would be so funny. That would be such a fun foil to some of the other characters that are a lot more grounded and trying to take things seriously. If Mindy was freaking out all the time, that would be so funny. I would love that. So I want to see that happen for the next one too. Sorry, crazy rant. But lots of things I'm expecting from 7. Big things for me. Wayne is saying X was original horror. It was. Which I'm glad that we're still talking about it now. It is a franchise now, though. So I think that's part of why. that's part of why we're still talking about it. I guess that's what it is, Wayne. You got to be a franchise in order for people to talk about it for more than just 1 month. That's kind of a shame. That's a shame in my opinion. But Infinity Pool, for instance, still my favorite horror movie of the year. Still my number 1. I loved it. I'm going to be watching it for years to come. Same with Possessor from Brandon Cronenberg. I loved that movie. That was one of my favorite 2020 horror flicks. I don't know. I just, these original horrors are the ones that I'm just so invested in. I wish more people were into them. Makes me sad. Ethan the Goat is saying, Jake, how was Scarefest? Too bad I had to miss it. Really wanted to meet you. We'll make it happen at some point, man. I'm going to try to go to more horror cons next year. I just was able to make it to Scarefest. I'm not going to lie. It was crazy. I'm so glad I got to make it though. And it was a blast, Ethan. But there'll be more, there'll be more conventions. There'll be more stuff happening where people come out to them. So it'll happen eventually, my dude, for sure. I was so thankful for all the wonderful people I got to meet too. So many fun people that I got to have a conversation with or take a crazy photo with and all that. It was so many fun stories and things were happening. Memories were made this weekend, and it was great. It was an unforgettable weekend that I'll remember for the rest of my life. So great stuff. Black Horror is saying, yo, Jake, come to Chicago next year. You already know we lit on the north side. I've only ever driven through Chicago. If there's ever a horror convention out there, absolutely. I will check it out for sure. S is saying you have to watch the Diced trailer. Diced? I've not heard of this. Ooh. Let's go to the tubs real quick. The U-tubs. Diced. Wait. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's fighting me. There we go. Coming out in 2023? Okay. Coming out, I think, later this year. It's about a teenage girl determined to discover what happened to her missing mom, and she finds herself face to face with a deranged serial killer that was mistakenly released from an insane asylum on Halloween night. Oh, shit. Okay. One writer and director, too. That always bodes well. Shit. All right. I might check this out. Guy looks like a pilgrim. I dig it, man. I'll have to look into this, S. Thanks for the recommendation, my friend. Thank you. Did you get to any of the Scarefest panels? I popped my head into one of them, and that was about it. I was so busy the whole time. I was just running from site to site. It was crazy. So I did not get to any of the panels. I did get to meet a bunch of people though, which was so much fun. And Ethan, this is really funny. Yeah. So, I don't know if I would call me and Damien friends, but he did recognize me, and we bullshitted about Terrifier 3 a bunch. And part of the reason I made that video today was because I got to talk with them about Terrifier 3 and this new trailer that's coming out. And he was like, dude, trust me, you're going to love it. This is me, being so transparent right now, talking about the Terrifier 3 trailer. I mean, he was genuinely like, dude, trust us, trust us. You're really going to like it. And I trust in Damien. I trust in him, man. I mean, what he was able to accomplish with $250,000 to make one of my favorite horror films, and one that has just taken on the mainstream in the way it has, I think it's incredible. I think it's amazing. I think it's truly fantastic what they were able to do with Terrifier 2. I trust in the guy. I know anything that he puts out moving forward is going to be of quality. So I'm hyped for it. It was a blast being able to talk with him and Lauren Lavera. It was awesome. So, and I did actually ask him for an interview on the page. I told him, I was like, oh, I do interviews now. So if you want to come on, I don't know. I was trying so hard not to fanboy, that's what I was worried about. I do, speaking of which though, on Wednesday, early Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. my time, Eastern time, producer Michael Levy from the Terrifier franchise is coming on. We're going to talk a little bit about Terrifier 3, as well as Stream, a movie that he wrote and directed. Oh, shit. What about them apples? That's coming out in early 2024. I did a whole video on it last week. Go check it out. I'm very excited for it. It's going to be just as bloody and disgusting as the Terrifier films, but with a wildly different concept. Ooh, shit. So go check that out if you have some time. Gangster Bro is with us too. What's up, dog? Talking about the new Hell House, saying, I think it'd be awesome if I got to see this one early too, which was fun. Saying, I think it'd be awesome if the Hell House mythology was expanded into new locations. If you could choose a new setting, what would it be? Okay, no spoilers, but you will like this new movie. That's all I'm going to say. If you could choose a new setting, what would it be? Something besides a hotel or a house. One of my criticisms of Hell House, the new one, which this is not a spoiler by any means, is the fact that it takes place in just a big house. I don't know, with the original Hell House, it takes place at a big hotel, which is essentially a big house. I don't know. I kind of wish we had gone somewhere else, just a different location in general. And I get it. It's literally in the fucking title, Hell House LLC. But the whole thing that they're doing now is trying to expand the mythology. You know, like that's definitely what this Origins movie was all about, trying to expand it to other locations that also connect somehow to the Abaddon Hotel. For me personally, I kind of hope that if they make another one, which I'm sure they will, this one it's really fun. The new Hell House is my second favorite in the whole franchise, without a doubt, because I'm not crazy about 2 or 3, but this one's a step up. This one's definitely a step up from the previous 2 films. I hope that they go to new locations again, because that was really fun. It was refreshing, but just something other than, you know, a big old house. And I know that's in the name. I get it. Criticize that take all you want, but I don't know. I just really wanted something maybe even a little more fresh. A lot of the characters, too, just felt like it was hitting on familiar ground when I kind of wanted something just brand new that they hadn't done before. But I appreciated the new Hell House. Like I said, it's definitely a much more effective horror movie than the previous 2, for sure. Like, I really like the original. Very underrated. If you haven't seen it, it's on Shudder. Go watch it. It's a really fun found footage movie. This one, though, like, it's kind of the same movie, but it's really well executed. Like, really well done. It's fun. It's a good time. There's one jump scare in particular, which I won't spoil, that scared the shit out of me. I was like, I'm watching it at my screen here, and I'm just like, nope, no, you don't do that. Loved it. No, it was really fun. It was definitely a big step up for that franchise that I feel has just kind of gone downhill with entries 2 and 3. So I was really happy that this Origins movie took a step up. It was fun. Check it out. It drops on Shudder, I believe. Is it the 30th? I can't remember. It comes out in late October at some point. It might be the end of this week or beginning of next week. I'm not sure, but it's going to be on Shudder soon. Go check it out. It's going to be fun. Darth Chosen is saying, I'm excited to watch Thanksgiving next month. Me too, man. It's the movie for the rest of the year that I'm the most excited for. I can't wait. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanksgiving, man. Oh, it's going to be cool. They just released some faux trailers for Thanksgiving today that are mocking like a bunch of other famous slashers. I believe there's a Texas Chainsaw one. There's a Silent Night, Deadly Night one, but it's like Thanksgiving themed, you know? Friday the 13th. It was really cool. Really cool stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been live for two hours and I'm losing my voice. So I think I'm going to peace out. But it's been a blast talking with all of you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out for Scream Talk and sometimes talking about other horror films too. Ooh, shit. Crazy stuff over here. But thank you so much. Love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace out. Check out my Terrifier 3 video. I just posted it.